I'm doing it, and I appreciate you all helping me to do this because we need to. We can't keep going down this same rut. So, boy, I really love all of you guys, and Angel, people like you, just beautiful souls here. I don't believe in diseases. Now, good. If we could throw away that stupid concept of diseases, boy, will we be so much better off. I mean, it's when you start getting a hold of this and start seeing this and working with yourself and others, it's almost laughable if it wasn't cryable. If so many people weren't hurt and damaged from the idiocy and the stupidity of the allopathic thinking, it would be laughable. But there's just the amount of suffering and pain and the unbelievable mouth-dropping procedures that are going on. I can't imagine, and no one's critiquing them. The FDA isn't really looking at them. They're looking at the people that are doing the healing and not the people that are doing the killing. You know, people used to say, I don't want to ever go to hell, and I said, what do you mean? You're in it. I feel the healing power. Oh, good, sweet boy, you're kicking butt, man. I'm not crazy. It's okay. Healing like, okay. Yeah, you're kicking butt, dear one. Head injury that left me disabled 16 years ago. Oh, my God. I have my mobility back. Listen to this testimony. Boy, you're kicking butt, sweetheart. Hey, keep going, man. Brain and nerve, upper circ. You go after that. Keep moving that length. Repair that human body. And working on the coordination things. All right. Keep working on it. Whatever you have to do. You know, crawl, walk. I mean, play with whatever you have to do to re-coordinate. Sometimes some of the quads and pairs have to get on the, get them down on the floor and learn how to reconnect the mind with the body. I had that C3, C4 quad, and we had to, before she passed, I don't know why she took off. I guess she was afraid of the other family from the man she killed, but boy, I tell you, you had to reconnect. I had some of the top docs I called in the world about this, and they said, get her on the floor. Get her crawling and walking again and connecting mind to body. Interesting stuff, when you get way up there. And we really need to turn all these spinal cord associations into something that is viable instead of playing with stand aids and machines. Let's actually get and regenerate the tissue. That sounds better. You can always use the stand-aid devices and the machines maybe, but there's nothing like actual tissue regeneration. The problem is there's no regeneration thinking of the allopathic community. The stem cell does hold a lot of good promise that way, I will say. I am recovering from head injury. Oh yeah, my God. I am exercised 4 to 5 times per week with supervision at local sports center. I feel great. I am 80% raw food with some steamed veggies or soup or green salads. Angel, sweetheart, when you can, you kick it 100% fruits, berries, and melons, and you're going to see nerve regeneration even better yet. Need to get that next step higher and go 100% raw. There's such a difference between 100% raw and 80%. Night and day, particularly in the regeneration of nerve tissue. When you're talking about regeneration of tissue that allopaths think you can't, you're way up there in terms of magnetics and chemistry. And boy, you're bringing your body right down that line. So good work, dear one. Really love your testimony here. Kick it up another notch, and you're going to see even a better healing going on. So when it warms up wherever you are, you hit it harder, and you're going to really do well. Hi, Express Tax Biz. Love you guys. My mother was diagnosed with lupus 3 years ago, and I want to start her on a lemon ginger blast juice fast. Woohoo! Well, you might want to spend, I do the detox kit first, maybe for a month or so, get the worms or anything out of her that way, get her kidneys filtering a little bit, get her adrenals up, then blast her. And that would do better, which consists of 1 cucumber, 1 bunch of cilantro, 1 bunch of, 1 bunch of oregano, 3 inches of ginger, 1 lemon and 1/2 teaspoon of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Whoa! You are crazy, man. It is a blast from the past. Yeah, that's a blast, man. It's a butt kicker or what? You're right. Man, you guys are riding the edge. Boy, I love you guys. You guys remind me when I was young and just tearing it apart. I've been so involved with so many things, but you guys have I love it. Boy, I had a guy one time came into my health food stores back in the late 60s, and he was this real short, stocky guy, and he said, we were talking about cayenne pepper, and he said, I can do, it was either 7 or 9 teaspoons in a cup of water. And I said, bull crap, there's no way you can do that. He said, bullshit, watch this. So he did. I can't remember, 7 or 9, one of the two, teaspoons of cayenne pepper in a cup of water. And I'm saying there's no friggin' way. He did it in front of me. And he'd been working on that for years. And he did choke, but he did do it. And it's like, I would have never. But I always think when you get used to that level of intensity of heat units, you've really, I don't want to say scarred, but you've really firmed up your mucosa. Now, as a fruitarian, your mucosa gets real sensitive. And things like onions and garlic are too much. They're too pungent. And anything like cayenne pepper, I can't do cayenne pepper because it doesn't move my lymph. It causes me more mucus because my mucosa is real sensitive. I have to be real careful because anything that's acidic, I burn real easy. You really change your sensitivity as a fruitarian. And a lot of things you assumed that were good for you before does not become good for you anymore. You start changing your level of sensitivity and dynamics. And so you become a whole different thing physically, and you cannot consume those same foods once you thought, and even the foods that they tout as being good for you, you're at a much higher level. And these are all different levels, if you'll notice. And there's levels of vegetables, and there's levels of the Hippocrates and cousins, and there's all these different levels. Matter of fact, I just had a lady in here, like I said, 18 years at the Hippocrates, full of cancer, and and I didn't realize they were doing so many nuts. They were just talking about someone brought in a bunch of fresh organic almonds. Well, I love them, but weight. I put on a bulk of my weight in health food stores because I thought at one time in my life, I thought nuts and all that were good for you. And whole grains and all that. I mean, I got off of the raw thinking whole grains were okay. I mean, because that was the order of the day. If you go back to Dr. Jensen's Health Valley Ranch, whole milk cheeses, whole grains. I sold raw milk yogurt. I sold raw milk. Now the FDA is really clamping down, but I sold all that stuff. I even had goat's milk ice cream cones. Here. Didn't know. Didn't realize it, because to some circles that was health, but not at the level we're at today. No. And I had to learn. My learning curve has been big in so many ways, and through tens of thousands of clients. So my learning curve has been quite long, as some of the other people that have seen that many people. But Express Tax Biz, you got me, man. That's incredible. He has clients now, and I'm a little overwhelmed because they don't understand the great lymphatic system. Isn't that amazing? Good problem to have. I'm Greenhorn Healer. Hear 'em, yeah. I'm proud of you, bro. I'm telling you what. I'm proud of you. This is what it takes. It's amazing the unawareness of a sewer system, a gigantic sewer system, and how it works. Why the lymph nodes, and why do you find cancer cells in lymph nodes? I mean, these are the sort of things that you'll be able to answer from our side of the field. But all of us, we just take out those lymph nodes. I mean, this is insanity. This whole allopathic thinking. The removal of these things and the lack of understanding of this system. And you'll find it universally in people everywhere. No one's informed them. No one's educated them. And a lot of people have a hard time thinking on their own. No offense. But, at certain levels, humans have become herd cattle. And they just follow whatever people say. And I even tell my clients, don't believe me study, learn, take what we say, and what I try to do is put the jigsaw puzzle together, put the picture there for you, and then you can play with the pieces. But if we can understand the whole, then we can begin to see how the parts fit. Most physicians work from the parts. They don't get an understanding of the whole. And that's what I hope to do with you guys, is give you a broad range look at the whole. Most of you are very spiritual. You're going to have it like that. Because spiritual people are awakened people. That's all. They're no different. We're all souls. But some are sleeping. Some are lost in thought. Some are lost in emotions. And some are awakening to the present moment. And that's where I see the bulk of you guys. And that's what's essential. Because those that are awakened, we have to help those that are sleeping to a certain extent, because some are sleeping or meant to sleep and go along with the dream and the creation and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But we can definitely help the suffering. Definitely help the suffering. I can't stand the suffering. Deb Blast 1. Woohoo! I got a nice hat like yours. Got a really nice hat like yours. Bought it in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Don't wear hats, but I love it. I always, want to buy a neat hat, but I just never wear them. I've just never been a hat wearer. And people that do, you always get the balding. My son's an electrician, and he'd get a bald spot right where he wears his hard hat. If you are having a transverse colon problem, is it better to use the GI broom or the stomach and bowel formula, or use both? Both. Also, if you have chronic constipation, besides using the GI broom or the stomach and bowel, is it a good idea to get colonics? Oh, thanks, Deb. You know what? Be careful with the colonics. Even this lady that has 18 years of colon therapy experience has admitted the innervation side of this. So, if you're having that, you want to focus on the adrenal glands as well. Remember, the adrenal glands deals with the nervous system that deals with the peristalsis. That's the autonomic. So the adrenal glands are very important to bring them up so you have more neurotransmitters, better peristalsis. Second of all, definitely clean. Now, I like the lymphatic capsules. The lymphatic capsules are drawers and pullers. So I like a range between the lymphatic capsules, between the GI broom, and the stomach and bowel, whatever number. If you're not moving, go up until you do. It's rare that number 5 won't move you enough. It'd be rare, and then you're in trouble. And we got to put our heads together. And sometimes we do have to pick up, say, a Richard Schultz laxative or something, but I really don't like to do that just because of the innervation effects. But moving stool is key to getting well. You cannot retain waste, be it digestive or cellular or parasitic, in the human body. That's where the problem is the retention of waste. It isn't blood flow or things like that. The retention of waste creates all those other side effects, from the restriction of blood flow to the restriction of nerve flow. And that's always going to be the lymph and acidosis and the swelling from that, the stiffness, the tightness from that, and then the decay of the tissue from that. So all of these things go right into that core area there. So good questions, you guys. Love them. Good questions. And you're going to have these type of questions with your people as well. So I'd move up to stomach and bowel number 3, 4, or 5. Definitely do the GI broom there, and keep working on that. Get the adrenals up, the kidneys up, because after all, the lymph dehydrates tissue and then affects nerve flow, blood flow, and everything else, and matter of fact hardens. Think of fibroids, and that's what you see. And that can also stiffen up bowel walls, what the word I want to use here, scar tissue and hardened tissue. That's not in the order of the day. We need to reverse that, and that's what this is all about. So, good questions there.